everyone, Ian Marsh here, and what I'm going to be talking to you about today is probably one of the most powerful and effective marketing tools I've ever used in business. Now, for those of you that don't know me, essentially I've built some pretty large organisations in my time. These days I run a business school, StreetSmart Business School, and I'm author of The Inconvenient Truth About Business Success. That's my latest book. It's a bloody good book. Now, let me get back to why I'm talking to you today. You see, I want to ask you about your business and your customers. If I was to give you a quiz and there was, say, $10 million on the line, and in that quiz I said to you, okay, what percentage of all of your clients know all of the services that you can offer to them? How many of you would be able to say, yes, 70% or more of my services are known by my clients? Because as a consultant these days, what I very often find is that so many customers don't even know that businesses can help them with a lot of their needs, but they just didn't think to ask because they weren't aware. And yet, how do you actually get them to know without being, say, a pushy salesperson? How do you get to make them aware that you've got all of these services? Well, again, it's a matter of just having a tool, a medium that you can use to be able to communicate with your market regularly so you can let them know all the things you can do to help them. I mean, think about it. I'm sure all of you watching this have probably got an accountant in your life. How many of your accountants go above and beyond and maybe remind you to come in for a quarterly assessment to see how your business is going and do some strategic planning with your finances? How many of them have talked to you about the benefits of different structures with corporates, and maybe if there's benefits to you doing some weird and wonderful things to pay the correct amount of tax? And by correct amount of tax, I don't mean doing it illegally. I'm just saying you'd be a fool to pay more tax than you have to. How many of them have said, okay, well, what's your estate or your exit plan if you die? Have you got all of your things under control, say your will and all your trusts, and what happens to all the money? Did you know that if you do kick the bucket and you haven't taken care of that, guess who gets the money? The government! And then it's stuck there, and it is a nightmare for relatives or family to be able to extract the money back out because the government wants the money more than you do, guys. So again, this is the benefit of a newsletter, is you can actually talk to your prospects, talk to your clients, let them know all the services that you have, and also it's your chance, obviously, to put a call to action in there, because you should always have a call to action in anything that you do. You should say, hey, listen, if you want to know more, just click here and we can have a conversation. So guys, I'm just going to quickly show you a simple way for you to be able to pull together a newsletter. And before I do that, I want to give you a compelling reason to make this happen. So a study was done by Harvard Review, and they found that if you had an effective way to retain your clients, your income, your revenue would increase anywhere from 25 to 95%. And what's the best customer retention tool on the planet? A newsletter. And why a newsletter? Well, it reminds you all the time of how you help people. It keeps you on top of mind. No, and you're not sending one every 5 minutes, but make sure when you send a newsletter, send a decent one. And I'm just going to show you a very simple way to pull one together so you can send a newsletter at least once a month. You should be communicating with all of your prospects at least once a month. The Americans, you great friends over there, the masters of online marketing, say that you should be mailing them every day. Well, I don't know. It just seems a bit overkill for me. I love people that I'm in contact with, but I don't want to hear from them every day. You got to make the judgment call. I love weekly, but monthly at a maximum. You need to be able to touch base on the maximum of a month. So, with that in mind, let me just go through and show you something else. Bear with me 1 millisecond while I get this technology working. And that's not what I wanted to show you. I want to show you from beginning. There we go. Have a look at this. Step one, what we're going to do is we're just going to map out a plan. What are you going to talk about? And it doesn't have to be long. I'm going to show you a pretty cool newsletter in a second. Storyboard it out. And then step two is do a live broadcast, just like I'm doing now, say on YouTube. No, it has to go for say 3 to 8 minutes. It doesn't have to be very long. Step three, get a person to help you. Get a virtual assistant to help you, and have them transcribe your video. So it's an 8-minute video. If you go to a site called rev.com, they'll transcribe the video for $1 a minute. So it's like $3 to $8 for you to get it transcribed. Get them to do their SEO on your site, on your video, and there's some cool things you should be doing with each of your videos. Do the tagging, the ninja stuff. You don't need to get involved so much in how to do it, but you need to know it needs to be done, if that makes sense. And then once you've done your video, you put the content onto your blog, and guess what? You've already got the transcription. You get your virtual assistant to set up the blog, and it's done. And then what you do is you distribute it. So distribute it to your email list, you distribute it to your blog, distribute it to a podcast, wherever you'd like to do it. And why do you do that? Well, again, every company that I have ever built, and I've built quite a few, one of the most powerful tools that gave me a steady stream of income was my customer communication system that I had. And you know, without fail, you send out your newsletter, leads appear. Isn't that cool? Now, I just want to share with you probably an example of a newsletter. So let's have a look here. I'll just pick one up. This is a free plug actually, because I haven't worked out how to get an affiliate off these guys. So this is just me telling you the way it is. This is a newsletter from a company I use. It's a video email company called BombBomb. And this is their newsletter here. It may look fancy and complicated and hard to do, but in all honesty, it's not. Okay, it's just a picture, and look how little words there are there. There's just 2 or 3 paragraphs there. Now, this is essentially, if you send this out, it's a little bit of email, then they click here, and that takes them to the blog on their website, which is where all the cool SEO stuff happens, so people check out their website and get lots of business. So it'll take you here. And so again, they've given their words of wisdom. Notice, even though it may seem like a lot of text, it's really not. And then from there, so they put a few paragraphs in, and here's the video, the live video. Just like I'm playing you a video, they've embedded their video into the blog. And it's as simple as that. In all honesty, it'll probably take you around about 2 hours or so to be able to pull it together. And why should you be pulling it together? And why should you be doing a a newsletter? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I'll just give you just a few reasons here. How about the SEO benefit? Because it'll get more people to be aware that you exist. That'd be pretty nice. Keeping you top of mind with your clients. How many of you out there have had clients that have simply, they love you, but they forgot about you, and they've gone and used somebody else? What about referrals? If you're sending great information and educating people and letting them know that you really do know what you're talking about, do you think they might be telling their friends and family? Of course they will. And then how about back-end services? Again, just like I said with the accountant, when your accountant may not make you aware of everything they can help you with, I'll tell you what, an electrician probably doesn't make you aware that they can do security services, so they can do pool lighting or garden lighting, that they can put energy conservation lighting into your home. You get the idea? Well guys, I hope you take my advice. Please subscribe if you like this information. Tell me that you love me. Put some comments down below. And again, I'll be talking to you soon. By the way, there's a really cool gift down below. If you have a look down in the description, I've put a link to my book, The Inconvenient Truth About Business Success. Now, this book sells for around $29 in Dimmicks, etc. But if you're serious about your success, I'm happy to help you and give you a copy of it for free. You just cover postage and handling, and then I'll send you the book as a gift. Alright, till next time, create yourself a great online newsletter. Bye for now.